Board games, board games, it's what we're making today. Board games, board games, making something we can play. Board games, and so I am. Board games, kicking off a game jam. I am starting off this morning with a little bit of singing, although maybe it's your evening, whenever I may be streaming. But wherever and whenever it is, we can get together to make some biz. Board games, it's what I'm trying to make today. Board games, board games. The game jam is its name. Hello! And hello, Sate. Hello, Rob. It is lovely to see you both. And I am Bez. Where's my wee banner? It is Bezzy Beats and Board Game Blethering. And yeah, typically I've not typed up all these things, but today we are kicking off the game jam, and so that's what's coming up today. I am going to, I feel like I should start off by pasting all the things, although so there's basically two parts to this game jam. One part is, it needs to be something that's playable on the stream, and that I'm looking for things that are at least 3 to 7 player. Anyway, should we, I never make these decisions until the last minute, and I think that's annoying to some people. So, maybe I should I announce it now, or should I do the normal thing before we get into the main topic? I've never had to do this before. This is a complicated one. But hello, Alan. It is lovely to see you. Thank you for joining in. And let me quickly talk about recent highlights. I have recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights. Recent highlights. I played a couple of games of My City. That was good fun. I made a nice meal. I was proud of it. And you can see those things on the Twitter. What is a brilliant thing? What's a little thing which is brilliant? I'm going to say that my thing which is brilliant is game jams. I mean, game jams are pretty cool. I think it was... So, I've been part of Global Game Jam from the digital perspective. I've been part of Peter Blenkhorn's thing and ran a wee thing in real life where it was like speed dating, where everyone came up with a wee idea, and then everyone kind of matched their idea with another person's idea to see what would come up. I think mine was like strawberries, just that the game has to involve strawberries. And maybe Ellie Dix's one was that the game has to fit on a certain bit of paper, and then we chatted for, I think it was 20 minutes, and then we spent the entire day. It was just, okay, 20 minutes with this person, 20 minutes with that person. Let's come up with the initial idea. And then, seeing Michael's game jam, I was like, wow, this is such a cool thing. And it was really Michael. So shout out to Michael, if I can get to shout out. Idol Mikael, if that works. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that on any platform other than Twitch. But Idol Michael is amazing and does all the board game creation, all the board game playing, all the video game playing, all the chatter, and it's very much Idol Michael who inspired me to say, hey, we can have a digital game jam that does have the same, not quite the same, but something almost like the real life enjoyment and value and energy of a real game jam. And I think part of that was because everyone was able to play. So that's informed my choice. So Again, going back to what are going to be the restrictions, there's one half of it, which is this is what you need to do. And then there's one half of it, which is, hey, here's 5 things that Chris sent me, and please do 1 or 2, or if you're feeling up to it, do all 5 of them. So yeah, hello. It's lovely to see Rory Muldoon. Lovely to see you, and Timmy. How are you this morning? I hope you're well. Now, yeah, that is my brilliant thing. Game jams in general. So, questionably quick questions. It says 10:05. Oh, got into this bit. I think that's the fastest I've ever been. And it says 10:05. I am in Glasgow. It is the third. Third floor, Glasgow. That's all I'm going to say. If you've got any questionably quick questions, then feel free to ask. Otherwise, yeah, let's get into it. You know the drill. Feel free to comment, ask questions, thumb like follow, all that stuff. It's all good. Just join in and be merry and all that good stuff. So yeah, is there enemy targeting working? Nice work. Oh, okay. Before we get into the game jam, okay, let me change the banner. Coming up today, okay. So, did I have jam for breakfast? No, I have not had breakfast yet. I've been out for a quick walk, had a shower, and that is pretty much all I've done today. I got up at 8:30. Oh, I had a nice chat with someone that I've still not met, but I met online. Just chatting, and we met, nothing to do with board games, just, we've been having conversations since maybe March last year. Oh, and hello, Mandela. Thank you. And thank you for following. It's lovely to have you. So for those who don't know, Mandela, fellow Glaswegian, you could argue a more proud Glaswegian, because Mandela actually made a game called Glasgow, which is, of course, the biggest city in Scotland, which isn't really saying much, but there you go. Anyway, I am going to right now copy and paste this thing into Discord. Where's my chat? So this is a thing that I wrote yesterday, and let's see how I can share it on my screen. Okay, I'll share the text file. Okay, so now we are into the game jam. Sorry, I've not got as nice screen as Michael's, but yeah, for this game jam, you're making a game playable for a video stream. So that doesn't necessarily mean you've got to restrict yourself to the kinds of things that I've done on Tip Top Tabletop Tuesday. It can be a wee bit more involved. It can be a bit more going on. You can require people to need potentially, I think I said, up to 1 printed sheet per player or a few cubes. So something that you can assume that everyone will have. I want it to be something that we'll all be able to play together next Saturday. And like Heidel Michael, again, I'm just following Michael's coattails. I'm going to be playing all these games on Saturday. So yeah, that sort of thing. So requirements. Firstly, should be playable on stream with 1 or 2 or more people on video and some number of folk playing from chat. You should be able to play on video. You should be able to play on chat. You could have a multiplayer solitaire thing. You could have like a, rolling right or flipping right or exercising right or whatever, or reading right. But, you don't need to do it. It has to work with 3 to 7 players. That's the restriction. It has to be 3 to 7 players. Working with fewer, like if it works with 1 player or 2 players, that's okay. If it works with 20 players, that's also okay. But it must work with 3 to 7. If your game needs to have 2 or 3 people on camera, that's totally okay. Now, you need to allow people to play from the stream's chats. someone should be able to play in some manner from chat, even if it's some sort of secondary role. And what I had in my mind when I wrote this was something like in a bond, later known as Yogi Stock Guru. That's the one, Yogi Stock Guru. And then kind of my dear old Xate helps me out with it, and sort of where some people are consorting and some people are paying money to bet on the people who are consorting. You could do something like that. You could have some sort of betting mechanism. Maybe people from chats are betting. Maybe there's something going on. I don't know. But, let your imagination run wild. Important, people shouldn't need specialist equipment to play. No Tabletop Simulator or Tabletopia. If the host requires something like a few simple to draw cards, or if like the host needs an L deck, that's okay. If the host needs something, like if one person needs something, then that's okay. But people should be able to join in without needing stuff, if you know what I mean. That's important. Now, so to summarize, yeah, there you go. Must be playable on a stream without using custom components. So if one person running it needs custom components, that's totally okay. And you can have up to one sheet. If you must let 3 to 7 players and must let people play from a video streams chat. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The optional challenges that 5 of them Chris sent to me, and the last one I just threw in, if you want to challenge yourself. So if you've already met a game that meets the above requirements, like if you didn't manage to join in Idle Michael's stream, you could just do whatever you were going to do for that one and, make it happen, make it good. And you could totally do that. Otherwise, and I'm going to catch up with all the comments in a wee bit, there are 6 possible extra restrictions for like bonus kudos or points. Firstly, you could have pie in it. Bonus for creamy leek or cheese pie. Second, something nautical. I don't know what that means. Just maybe you're a ship. I don't know. 3, convince people you're a dinosaur. 4, mime a turn. What would that mean? Miming a turn? I don't know. I just read the thing last night and I was like, what does that even mean? I don't know. And 5, I've tried to not ponder these things too much. The sound of an animal. How does that relate to it? Is there animals going on? Is it to do with making noises? Is it, are we playing something about onomatopoeia? Is it just that there's animals and so you're playing a Gritclaw? So maybe a Gritclaw could match the sound of an animal. I could see, yeah, a Gritclaw has the sound of an animal in it because there's lots of animals going on. I don't know. And 6th, if you want to choose this, then choose absolutely no printed components. So yeah, that is what's going on. Rob says that's really hard to read. Okay. So please let me stop the screen. And if you go to my Discord, please check out my Discord. I've just pasted it there. So where's my Discord? If you go to my Discord, it is also here. So please read on the Discord, and I will, you know what, I'm going to copy paste this summary into the chat just so that you've got it right there. And then the 6 optional challenges. There we go. Just, yeah, hopefully that works. But yeah, check it out in the Discord and hopefully you'll be able to read that. Now, so does that solve that issue, Rob? I know it's not ideal to have to go to 2 different screens, and if I'd been more like Michael, if only I were more like Michael, then I could put it in a proper fancy text documents and whatnot. But hey ho. So, would the L deck count as specialist components? Yeah, you're not allowed to require people to need the L deck to join in. If someone needs the L deck just to play, that's not okay. But if I love this. If someone needs the L deck just to play, that's not okay. But if the host needs a small number of specialist components, that's okay. So if the host needs a small number of, what did I say? Or for, oh shoot, that's on player. That's meant to say one player. I'm going to edit that very quickly. One player. Yeah, if one player has a simple to draw deck of cards, or simple to draw, or then yep, that's okay. Basically, the key thing is that I should be able to play it on stream with a couple of people who are just swanning up, who don't have preparation, who people shouldn't need to have much preparation to play the game. One printed sheet and maybe grabbing some small tokens is as much as we can expect of people. Now, let me know if that all makes sense. And if it doesn't, then I'm very sorry. And hello, Prey. I'm sorry I saw you jump in. Hello. Yeah, hello, Prey. I'm excited to have you here, and I'm sorry that you aren't able to sleep. We are just jumping in and starting off this game jam, and we might be making word games if you want, which I know Prey enjoys, or we might be making totally different games, which, you know, it's anything that you get inspired by the notion of. What I'm really hoping is that there will be some games that, okay, we start playing on Tuesdays, but like also when it gets to next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and lots of love to say it. When it gets to Saturday and Sunday next week, we'll have a whole bunch of games, and it'll be like, okay, great, we can play all the games, and then we can just play them together sometime without necessarily needing people to do lots of work to jump in. And yeah, we can get testing, and we can do a wee bit of testing midweek if stuff is ready on. And oh, hello, Elaine. And yep, lots of love to Xate. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow on Sunday we'll be doing a wee bit of testing of stuff. On Wednesday we can do a wee bit of that. On Friday we can do whatever, and that is what will be going on. Now I'm just going to open up a few new channels, and brainstorm and brainstorming. I guess those are for exactly the same purpose, except that one has slightly more letters, just if people need and claim this channel. So this is me just setting it up. And wait, I meant to put a one after that. Claim this channel 1. So if you want to share ideas, feel free to do it either here in this chat or when I've finished up. Of course, everyone can do it in the Discord. So, that's the rules, that's the chat. And if you want to brainstorm anything, and if you've got a good game, then it doesn't matter. If you've got a game that you want to make, it doesn't matter if it's good or not. Just claim that channel. Just say, hey, I'm claiming this channel, and that's entirely your prerogative. And I'll make another one. And I'll make another wee voice channel just in case someone needs a voice channel because, hey, maybe you've got a thing as part of a team. I don't know. And yeah, if you need a voice channel, then hey, our voice. I didn't realize that. I thought that voice channels. I didn't realize that voice channels and the other thing. Okay, let's. Yeah, I'm going to change that. Sorry, my idea didn't quite work. But yeah, can anyone join the Discord? Absolutely. Discord. Just jump in. There's no cliques. There are some rules, just to say the rules of my Discord are be kind. So I trust everyone. Be yourself and have your nickname. Show what you like to be called. Be civil, like try and not swear or talk about stuff that isn't family friendly, and don't spam. That's pretty much the 4 rules of the Discord. So basically common sense, and I'm going to take that off, and I see we've already got some brainstorming. Awesome. So if you're coming up with your own sorts of ideas of what you want to make, then that's fine. Try and jump in and tell people what you're wanting to make. And if you've got no idea of what you want to make, just jump in and say, hey, I've got no idea what to make. I'm going crazy here. I'm just going to look at those. Now I'm going to start pondering these things and seeing what's going on with these. Okay, pie. I mean, pie's quite an easy one to just shoehorn into a game, isn't it? Pie. Let me actually pop this in as a little banner. So, yeah. So these are the, whoops, didn't mean to do that. These are the 6 possible things. So pie, that feels like, you know, you could chuck pie into pretty much any game, but what's about a game based on pie? Is there an eat and write? Maybe like an edible game, maybe a game where you need to, I mean, you could have, again, I said that there can be one host who needs some custom components. That custom components could be a pie. You could require that the host of the game needs to make a pie. If you do that, I would make sure that I have a pie. True facts. If you need one person on video to have a real pie, how would that even work? I mean, other people aren't able to get this pie because, you know, of the world we live in. But yeah, how would that even work? Maybe they have to guess how much. I don't want it to be about speed eating or eating a lot or quantity eaten, because that, like, can there be a game where it's about the taste, about rating things, or about audibility? I don't know. I have no idea how this pie thing could work. Baking a pie is a custom component, but what I'm saying is that one person is like the host. The host can make some custom components that's easy to make. In my roles and info, what did I write? Okay, let me clarify. I'm going to keep my text intact, but I'm going to try and write a clarification. So clarification. It is okay to require custom components for one player, the host. That's basically what I'm trying to get at. So there we go. I've put in there. That's something that I've added to that. So, yeah, pie is absolutely a custom component, but pie game idea set the fastest to calculate pi times e. I don't even know e, let alone multiplying that. How can I? No, that's too hard. That's just a game about Tom winning. Okay. So next, something nautical. What could you do with that? I mean, maybe you want. I mean, Alan mentioned war games. I'm thinking maybe we've got games. I'm thinking battleships. I'm thinking Rory Muldoon's game. I'm thinking maybe we are pretending to be sailors. Maybe it's the most convincing person. How can we be the most convincing sailor? Maybe it's about making sea shanties. Oh, that would be cool. Imagine a game about actually singing and composing sea shanties, and by it via a byproduct, you sort of get to write a sea shanty, and each time you're playing a turn in the game, maybe it is a story type game, maybe it's a creative game, and then at the end you've got like a sea shanty, and then you all sing it together. That could be fun. I like that. But yeah, nautical. It could also be that you're sailing a ship. It could be literally that Rory's already done the obvious thing of moving a little ship around, but if you want to move a ship around, hey, you can make your own game about moving a little ship around on a grid. Maybe it's a game about drawing an island, although everything I say, it's like, oh man, that's like tiny little islands. But, we're just brainstorming. Feel free to jump in. Hello, Alex. So all the stuff is in the Discord. And hello, Jay Folsgard. It is lovely to see you. And exactly, we are baking up some games. That is exactly what's going on. And let me Discord. I do apologize for my wee burp. But yeah, something nautical. You get what I'm saying. It could be like, thematic. It could be that there's a ship in the game. Maybe it's a pick and deliver game. Maybe you're going from port to port and, trying to do that old thing of sell high, buy low, and, all that thing. Oh, Dinosaur Gravy Boats. I don't know that game. That sounds awesome. A co-op naval war game run by the host. Yeah, it could be. Like maybe the host needs, basically the host, you're allowed to have custom components that you can reasonably expect me to have or create. I'm excited. I'm happy that this is exciting you. This is what Chris sent me. Oh, brilliant. Dinosaur Gravy Boat. I'm excited to hear more about this Dinosaur Gravy Boat. Okay, did you already look ahead to number 3, where it's convincing people that you are a dinosaur? Where I don't know how this would work. Are we trying to do a dinosaur impression? Are we trying to maybe as part of the game we text people? Or maybe we involve people who are outside of the game. Maybe we involve non-player characters, by which I mean actual other humans, and then we have to convince someone. Or maybe we put up stuff on, we make short Twitter polls, and we see whose short line is the most like a dinosaur. I don't know. Maybe we are trying to decide, maybe it's like a traitor game. Maybe some people are dinosaurs, and in the middle of the dinosaurs, there's one person who is secretly just the Loch Ness Monster. I don't know. Maybe the Loch Ness Monster isn't really a dinosaur, but there's some actual ghost dinosaurs, and there's the Loch Ness Monster, and we need to convince people that we are one of the good dinosaurs. Look, I'm okay. I'm a velociraptor, just like you. We can get on together. Come on. We can band together. And talking about dinosaur gravy boats, maybe the boats are made of chocolates. Okay, I think this isn't dinosaur gravy boats. I think this is just nautical theme. Boats are made of chocolate, and the game board is a landscape of biscuits and candy. If you're willing to cook that and then host the game on the video, then sure. Basically, what I'm hoping is that on Saturday, we will all be able to do this. And you need to be able to play it with... Oh, wait, that was for Alan. Okay, let's see Alan's chats. So a co-op naval war game run by the host, and the boats are made of chocolate, and the game board is a landscape of biscuits and candy. Biscuits and candy. So that's a weird American name, isn't it? Belying your origin. Although so many European people call it, because people learn American English, and I think American English is closer to international English. But yeah, that could, if I said the host, and it's assumed that I could be the host, but if you want to jump up and be the host on Saturday or Sunday, that could totally work. If you want to cook something, literally cook something, as long as at least 6 other people can join in the game somehow. That is a requirement. At least 6 other people have to be, at least 7 people. You know, higher player counts is all better, but yeah, how would that even work? Okay. Mean cookies. Wait, biscuits and cookies? I mean, with candy, I assume you mean sweets. But anyway, so Alan's all over this. I'm enjoying this. Like, okay, so yeah, convince people you're a dinosaur. What's that all about? I don't know. You decide. Mime a turn. What's that all about? I mean, does that mean that sometimes you flip over a card and you need to pretend that you're doing something? But if someone guesses that you're miming a turn, then it's like a social deduction game where, okay, is Bez drawing or is Bez just miming a turn? And I've got like maybe every so often I need to mime a turn, like at least every third turn I need to mime a turn. And you need to guess when I am just miming, and that was me miming, I didn't actually draw anything, and when I'm actually drawing something. I don't know, that could be a thing. Yeah, what's if dinosaur? Oh, I like this. You have to convince people you don't know or you don't understand some modern phenomena. Oh, I like that. So you have to convince people that you don't understand something. So it's like, hey, I mean, you don't want to be too mean. Like when it's non-player characters and those characters are actual humans, you don't want to be lying too much outside of the magic circle because then that just gets mean. But what if you had to say, I mean, what to make it nice, what if there has to be some sort of magical circle? I mean, do we kind of get into the whole ethics of gaming? Like if you are involving people who haven't chosen to be part of the game. Okay. You know, yeah, we could kind of explore how to navigate this. I don't know how. That's a really cool idea. I love that. But yeah, oh my gosh, man, head rush. And yeah, candy can also mean chocolate for some reason. Biscuits means cookies. Candy means hard candy or store-bought, and chocolate boats, as in I make them from chocolate. Okay. Yeah, candy just means sweets in general, I think. Yeah, it's strange. Hey, it's like Candyland. I mean, what's that all about? It's just this strange Anyway, so my turn. Oh, yeah. What else could be going on there? And I don't normally do this on Saturdays, but if anyone wants to jump on. But yeah, my turn. Yeah, so we could have something where we flip and then we scribble something. And is this scribble? Or what if we are making anagrams? And sometimes those anagrams have to be legit, and sometimes those anagrams have to be a not a legit thing. Like, okay, the person thinks, okay, is that a legit word, or is it not? Are you just kind of putting random letters together? And yeah, and if someone finds a word for your attempt at a fake thing, then okay, you've not managed to do it. Now, I want to see Mime turn in the co-op war sim Alan is making. I like the idea of a chocolate battleship, says Alan. What's going on? Cool. So in the channel, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Disconnect. Yeah, Alan is in the brainstorm thing. So if anyone wants to jump in, I'm excited to see what's coming up of that. And hello, Nicholas. I am just exploring the things. So for the full stuff, go into the rules and info where you should be able to see all the rules. I'm going to just keep pasting that into the Twitch. So this is the summary of the requirements. So must be playable without using custom components, but the host, this is important, the host can have custom components, but other people have to be able to join in without having custom components, if that makes sense. Secondly, it must play 3 to 7 players. Playing 1 or 2 or 8 or more is, of course, fine. And it must let people play from a video stream chat like this one. So most of the things that I've played on TikTok Tabletop Tuesdays, everything except for the one time that we tested Andrew January's game, the L deck game about, Free Monkeys. All the other games, I think, would qualify, but you don't need to be as restrictive. It can be a step up in complexity. The host can have something grandiose. It can be a bit of an event game. Yeah, you can absolutely claim a channel. Go ahead for it. Claim a channel. Once you've got like a... That's what the claim this channels are for. And if you want me to rename one of the channels, let me know. And I will kind of rename it to whatever the working title for your game is. Like if the working title for your game is Alan Paul's Nautical Thing, then I will happily retitle it Alan Paul's Nautical Thing. And if you want to claim a channel for Alex's pie baking game, then claim that channel. So please rename. Sure. How do I edit the channel? Alan Paul. I'll call it Nautical Co-op War Game. Okay. Oh no, wait. Chocolate Battleship. Chocolate Battleship. Great. I love that title. Okay, we're making things happen. Awesome. And I'm excited by this. So we've already got Chocolate Battleship. That is our first channel claimed. So I'm going to read it out. Stuff that's going on this weekend. I might let me know. I'm assuming that you're happy for me to do that. Let me edit the channel. That was unclear. Discussion. Voice discussion. Sorry. So you popped in there. Okay. Maybe. So we've got an idea from Alan for a co-op naval ship design run by the hosts. It could be any theme. Could be ship's missions, ship design. Each player has some number of tokens to out-suggest other people's suggestions. So it's a bunch of guys, girls, others sitting around a table game. Chocolate battleships. Maybe the host has to use a book with ships in it to collect words that players can use to work on. Nice. That sounds awesome. And so, yeah, if battleship communication being what it is, maybe part of the game is receiving instructions from your command or scouts, but they have to mime it to you. And yeah. And hello, Michael. We've been bigging you up. So the list of themes, this is the list of optional themes, and the summary there was the requirements. So that was the requirements. And then the optional challenges, just to paste them once again, those are the optional requirements. And let me go. I catch up. Yeah, I'm excited to hear more about that. Feel free to chuck it in the brainstorming channel or claim a channel as you want. I'm really excited to hear more about that. Maybe Xate will want to jump in, I don't know. But Mandela says, regarding the naval war game co-op, you could have to mime the whole rounds, indicating difficulties in communication among a fleet as you coordinate actions. That sounds awesome. And yeah, so just to clarify, these are the requirements. It must be playable on a stream. People must be able to play it without using custom components. Having one printable sheet is okay, and maybe a few cubes, but if the host has to make some easy to make sub cards, or if the host has to grab some custom components that you think are within the realms of plausibility, then that is totally okay. Those are the requirements. And it has to be playable 3 to 7, so it could be a game that doesn't work unless you've got at least 3 players. So it doesn't need to be multiplayer solitaire, but anything that you could have done for Michael's stream, any roll and write, flip and write, exercise and write, read and write, punch a box and write, whatever. I don't know what a punch and box and write will even be about, but any of those could work. And these are the optional things here. And yeah, so Alan, does this mean you are baking a board and casting the pieces in chocolate? That is thing. Xate really wants to bake a pie or lime bars. And Alex is looking for a teammate, whether it's pie related or otherwise. So if anyone wants to team up with Alex, then please, speak now or hold your peace for some amount of time. You don't have to hold your peace forever. I mean, we're not quite that stringent. We're not getting anyone married. It's just, if anyone wants to team up. Anyway, so we were talking about miming a turn. What does that even mean? Okay, so what is a turn? I guess that's a question, like, what are you miming? Maybe it means that every turn you're miming. Maybe sometimes you're miming, so you need to, okay, this is the turn where you're talking, this is the turn where you're drawing, this is the turn where you're miming. I don't know. Maybe, what's that game? It's known as several things. Monikers is one version of it. And anyway, moniker, the game I mean, sometimes known as monikers, sometimes known as other things where, hey, you're miming this turn, or you are talking this turn. That could be the thing. Yeah, mime, the actual doing the mission bits. If you want to do all the things, then yeah, what does that even mean? Are you pretending to do a turn, but you're not actually doing the turn? Because those are the two possible interpretations. Again, I didn't write this stuff except for number 6. Chris sent all of these things to me, and good job, Chris. And so yeah, I think that's the two possible interpretations. Either we are pretending to do a turn is a really interesting thing to me, because I don't think I've ever seen a game where you're just pretending to do a turn. I mean, unless you equate that to something like Battlestar Galactica, where you're pretending to be helpful, like miming to be helpful. Yeah, Time's Up, Celebrity. Yeah, those are other names for for the game. That's what I was talking about. Thank you very much, Alex. That's super helpful. Now, yeah. Wow, that is a crazy restriction. So the sound of an animal, what's that all about? Is it that you need to match sounds to animals? How would that work? Maybe you've got to maybe you've got to draw weird animals, and then you draw a weird animal, and then you have to write down what noise it would make, and other people vote on which onomatopoeia they think matches that animal best. That could be a thing. It could be. So yeah, there we go. In the chat, Alex and Nicholas are, when you say working today, do you mean working in your other job, or do you mean working on the game today? But No, it sounds like we're already getting people collaborating. Awesome. I'm really excited to see what's coming up. And yeah, loads of pondering from Alan Paul, like already loads of notes. And so, yeah, what else? If you want to take this extra restriction, so you don't need to do all 6 of these restrictions. That's not my intention. The intention is that if you are not comfortable doing this, just go with whatever seems easy. Make a roll and write, make a flip and write, whatever works for you, and that will be totally fine. Alternatively, if you want to push the boats out a wee bit, then you can be like, okay, I'm going to try and do one of these things and see what happens. You could do, okay, the sound of an animal, or animal sounds equate to an action. So you have to communicate what you want people to do by making the right sounds. You get more sounds to do each round. So maybe you have to go, Wow, that would be really hard. Maybe it's a game about vocalizing and managing your from your my and are really similar, aren't they? My, nai, nai, Wow, those sounds are really hard to tell apart. Yeah, they're not. Well, maybe they're animal sounds of a fictional animal. I don't know. Maybe they're alien animal sounds. Meow, woof, ba, moo, moo, meow, meow, moo. And morning, Zehark Summer. It is lovely to see you. And I am well. Everyone else, I know that today Xate is typing a wee bit less because sore hands, but as far as I know, everyone else is generally well. So, yeah, I will not do that to Bez. You know what? Zzz, will not do what to Bez. But yeah, I know that I hope that you're generally well, and so yeah, we're kind of just trying to think about what we will make for this game jam. What are we going to do? These are the optional parts. These are the parts that we think, okay, what is sparking my imagination? Let me know in the chat what is sparking your imagination. I might spend a wee bit of time. I'm probably going to spend like 3 more minutes or so just blethering, and then I'll start pondering my own game and just trying to do something and putting it together and seeing where we get on. And maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be rubbish, maybe I'll try making multiple things, maybe I'll try and make a quick words game to do something safe and then I'll go crazy, or maybe I'll just start off crazy. Yeah, maybe it's all about, I like the idea of animal noises and miming a turn and matching the animal noises to things. I quite like that idea. I don't feel I should have written that down. Matching animal noises. I know that's a silly idea, and that's not going to set the world alight for anyone who doesn't like party games, but matching animal noises to drawings. I like that idea, to drawings. And so I'm going to, it's written down in my notebook of notes. That's what I'm going to call it. And so, not meow woof ba moof meow meow moo. Yeah, you've got to anyway. Meow. Did you just copy paste? Okay. Zehark Sama is currently probably awake, but yeah, what is this? And no printed components. That's just saying, yeah, if you can do it without printed components, then all the better, because not everyone has a printer. And if you can do it in a manner that people can jump in without even needing to print anything, then all the better. Now, let me this is where I just ponder things, and I've never actually done this to an audience before, which is an interesting thing because a lot of this pondering goes on in my mind where I'm normally walking around. Maybe I should get up out of my seat and oh yeah, this is my board game trading and chats UK t-shirt. Sorry, just putting my seat there. And so animal noises. And I'm open to giving people feedback, whatever, or keeping the discussion going. What would it be like if we had so person draw? Let's just think of a possible game, because once I've got to starting point, then that's okay. Like it's a solid idea. Okay, I feel like I've got the start of an idea. It's one person draws a thing, one person, everyone else writes a noise. Okay, let's ignore the fact that this isn't possible right now, but it would go into a hat and people would vote for which noise matches the thing best. Maybe it's just purely, oh, what if you've got to do the noise, a weird noise, and then people draw the animal that would make that noise? Maybe that's a bit challenging for people who can't draw very well. Matching good. What's if you're matching noise? I mean, yeah, so I'm just thinking about voting games, okay? So voting games, the problem where when voting is public and hidden voting is going to be really difficult to do in a stream setting, because hidden voting, how can you put down cards secretly unless you say, okay, everyone votes on 1, 2, 3, but then you also know who you're voting for. And then that kind of runs into the old, problem. And hello, Ella, it is lovely to see you. I hope that you're doing well. We are just, so, yeah, maybe you have to mime. Oh, I love that. But then wouldn't you just end up miming the animal? But yeah, just to, yeah, I'm just kind of, so I should actually get a new command in Stream Elements, because I can see this happening regularly, where I say, okay, these are the requirements, and so the requirements for the games that we're making is that it has to be playable on stream without extra stuff, and the optional requirements are what you see on this stream down here. And I hadn't pondered this stuff before today. Chris has just sent it to me, and I'm thinking, what is a game where you're, I just had the idea of what's if you're trying to match animals to drawings of animals, or maybe matching animal noises. Yeah, that seems like a good one. Like, what's if you have to, how would you mime a noise rather than the animal? Because it feels like you would just end up miming the animal. Like if I, then okay, it's like, yeah, like that's a good, yeah, I should do that. Let me actually make a note to do that later. Jam. Yep. So what, yeah, voting is problematic these days, isn't it? Because, look, I'm not getting political. I just genuinely mean voting in games, because you can't have that secrecy in a setting where you can't have hidden cards. And playing on a stream, unless you're using Tabletopia or Tabletop Simulator, if you're expecting people from chat to be able to play, that gets rid of all the hidden information, possibly. And so how can we get around that? What if, what if it was just say, you need to have, like, okay, this is a terrible game and I'm probably going to abandon this, but I'm just thinking, okay, got an animal, a drawing of an animal, and then 2 other people on stream make a noise, and then everyone in chat votes for whose was the best noise, and it's just a case of, okay, who made the best noise? but then there's always the risk of it becoming a popularity contest. But you need to make sure that you're not falling down that rabbit hole. Okay, nah, it feels like a game that could work, but nah, that's, yeah, everyone can guess what animal it, maybe, I've got it. What if there's multiple animals? Okay, so there's multiple drawings of an animal, and one person makes a noise of one of these animals, and other people have to guess which animal they were trying to make the noise of. And these animals aren't like normal everyday animals. These are just like weird alien creatures. So this weird creature, let me draw something in blue. So it might be like a, I don't know what kind of noise this would make, but maybe it's like, yeah, that's a terrible drawing. Like, what kind of noise did it make? Would it make oh, ew, yeah, or would it oh, and it's like, but like if you've got three of these really bad drawings, okay, imagine like three of these drawings or something, and then one person's trying to make a noise, and then everyone else is guessing, okay, which animal are they trying to get us to guess? Okay, like Dixit, okay. But no, it feels like, does it need to be like Dixit? Because this is going to be harder. It's not like you're going to it's not like you're going to it's not like you've got a lot of communication to do. I can't just go oh and make it super obvious which animal I'm talking about. I'm just trying to get people to guess the thing. So maybe for the people in the crowd, you want to guess the more popular thing. For the person who's making the noise, I want to get as many people as possible to guess what I'm trying to people to guess. Maybe it's all about, I want the majority to guess what I guess. Voters need to guess with the majority. So voters need to think, okay, what does it sound like it's the most likely? And if everyone votes that same way, we could actually play this right. So, like if I get a bit of paper, okay, but you need to, it feels like, is it okay for one person to just do the three drawings, or do the other maybe, so I allowed myself in the initial requirements, I allowed myself and everybody to, there is a possibility that you have to have three people on screen. So if there's three people on screen, one person's making the noise, two people are doing maybe two drawings each. That makes it four drawings. That's going to be pretty hard, but like these two people, they need to do two quick drawings each. And maybe, I'm trying to think. Yeah, maybe once they've done the drawings, they're just there to supply some content, but then they guess along with everyone else. This feels like a game. This definitely feels like a game. It's not a good game, but it definitely feels like it is a game. So let me do some quick drawing. I feel like I should probably let me know if you think I should just carry on or if I should set up my thing so you can see what I'm drawing. I'm just going to go. Oh, that's and let's. Okay, I'm just going to do a very quick. Actually, asking people to do lots of drawings is kind of, maybe that's asking too much of people. And you need all the drawings to be different as well, which is kind of asking something. Maybe it's also, you're allowed to just draw a shape if you want, okay? So you're allowed to just draw a shape. It can be, as long as it's got, let's say, an eye or a mouth, that's okay. That's the rule. As long as it's got an eye or a mouth. And so, yeah. And then I'm drawing a thing here. We're going to see and what's the fourth thing? Okay, I'll draw something that I've drawn before because I'm running out of quick ideas. Okay, so these are my 4 little drawings. I don't know if you can let me. So I should have done them. So we've got, hopefully you can sort of see them. Let me tilt the angle. Is that visible? And then I'm going to make a noise, and my noise is I just realized you also need numbers, don't you? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then maybe everyone in chat says, okay, which animal am I trying to make the noise of? So, and then on the count of 3, you'd be like, okay, which thing was Bez trying to make the noise of? Was it, which one of these things was Bez trying to make the noise of? 1, 2, 3, or 4? And then, yeah, I'm just curious, could you actually tell if a couple of people could tell? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Okay, so, and then everyone has to vote at the same time. And I was honestly trying to do that one because it was kind of I was thinking it was kind of robotic. And yeah, maybe it's kind of like, maybe asking people to do lots of drawings is demanding a bit too much of people. But it could be something where the drawings are kind of done ahead of time. And it could be like, okay, well, here's a bunch of drawings. And yeah, and then we choose between them. Because now if I had to do another creature, like, okay, I'm skeleton person, like, it's definitely a challenge coming up with these, and maybe that's okay. Maybe it's like, okay, if you can't think of anything, just draw a shape with an animal on it. Yeah, I was exactly cards like Monstrosity, Eric Slauson, great game. Oh, now available in the UK from Leisure Games. I've not gotten it myself yet because I'm up in Glasgow, but once I'm down in London and I'm able to play games with Chris and McCall, I think it should work. I'm looking forward to it. And I think Monstrosity, does that work with 3? I know this isn't. Monstrosity apparently works with 3. Yeah. So once I'm back in London, yeah, shouts out to Eric Slauson. But that feels like a game. That actually feels. I mean, it doesn't feel like a good game, but that feels like a game. Like, it feels like a game. I mean, I actually feel like that's a game that might have some fun with. Just like, it's just, how do you do maybe reminding people, okay, maybe the body parts are separate and mixed together. Yeah, you could have, but then, that's definitely a cool idea for a game if we were making a game for a tabletop. An actual tabletop, but for right now, we're not quite doing that. We're working on games that can just be. I guess one issue is if the creatures were on individual cards, you would eventually associate each creature to have a certain noise, and that's a problem with it. That's one problem that I can see. I think that's the main problem with this game, and so you need that player-generated content but then the player-generated content needs to be original enough that you don't fall into a pattern of saying, okay, we end up with 4 very similar, and we've got and blah, 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 and like maybe you end up every turn doing like a skeleton person and a fishy person, and yeah, that's. So how do we avoid people just keeping on making similar content? How do we avoid? There needs to be like some sort of reward for the drawers for doing something that is dissimilar to what has been done before. But how would we gamify something like that? So I'm struggling. I just saw what's so Tom says you could also do it the other way around. Draw something that would make a noise like this. Yeah, you could. But then again, my issue with that is that, like, at least the way I was doing it, you don't know what the person's trying to do, so you don't know who you're voting for. I'm not saying it's the worst thing ever when you're like, we played it last Tuesday, which was a game of who's got the best argument, vote for them, who's got your favourite arguments, vote for them, and there's nothing. But when you don't know what the person wants you to vote for, to my mind, that's more interesting, because then you don't even get to the possibility of someone saying, hey, this person's doing well, I'm going to avoid voting for them right now. Perhaps the pictures have a randomized prompt. That's an interesting idea. Not sure what you mean by that. And Alan did say, I have a rough outline, chocolate battleship game. It's a party game, really. If anyone has more ideas for it, feel free to chocolate chip in. Yeah. I will edit this channel for possibly pie related game. There you go, Alex. I have clean. No, I don't want to. Okay, I can move that window around. Okay, sorry about this. I'm very terrible with. So, Alan's game has ship's mission is what the ship's going to do. Ship design is what the crew's roles are. So maybe there's a theme. All players are in the crew, modified by the mission. That sounds quite cool. So example, what's the scoffer made of? Licorice, if you don't like licorice. Sugar glazed biscuit to make it waterproof. Gobstoppers as weapons. Ice cream cone as... Okay, so you're creating... So you're basically creating your... It's like a story game where you're trying to do things. Host has to invent... So paddler has to mime direction of movement. Host has to invent and mime where the scoffer is. Lookout must mime whether they found the scoffer. Captain must mime instructions to the crew. Gobstopper shooter mimes shooting, and host decides on success. So is this just what determines the success in your game, Alan? I'm not quite clear on that. But that, I like the way you're thinking. And I like your alternative idea of just making noises, using pieces of wood to mimic dolphin noises. Dolphins being cooperative animals, this could be... Oh yeah, what if you were trying to get people... Ooh, what if you were trying to make noises and you have to warn people of a possible danger? So, okay, you're all in a battleship and you've got like to go, and each turn there's like, I don't know, certain creatures or something, and then it's like, no, one thing. Okay, do you have to turn left, turn right, go up, go down, or slow down, or go forwards? And what is the person trying to get you to do with this kind of wood on wood? Let's see what kind of noises I can make. Yeah, can you actually express much with the noise of wood? I've not, like, you definitely could do something. Now I like where your mind's going, but yeah, the dolphin noises. Yeah, people explore this. This is amazing. Sonic Lighthouse. Oh, that would be an amazing name for a game. Yes, 100%. Sonic Lighthouse. So you're trying to maybe you're trying to do some sort of echolocation. Maybe you're okay. Maybe one person is the host. One person's got a grid, okay, and you've where's the grid of paper? I don't have gridded paper anywhere, but you know what a grid looks like. And then other people say, okay, up, down, left, right, and then the host has to kind of they're moving around and they have to navigate through some obstacles somehow. So maybe like there's 3 teams. There's a villain who's kind of sets up all these obstacles, or maybe that gets done before the game. Maybe that's like level design. So there's kind of little sheets, and then you're moving around these physical sheets, kind of in a, Captain Sonar, Doodle Quest, that kind of system. Yeah, kind of like you're indicating hot or cold, exactly. So you're kind of moving around, then the person goes down, and then you go down, left, and then you've kind of got to indicate that you're right. And you've got to kind of communicate just through this tapping, this rhythmic tapping, how much danger people are in, and then they have to somehow go. Although maybe it just means that eventually they're going to go, yeah, left. Yeah, like, would that be an interesting game? I have no idea. Like, I feel like that definitely comes into level design. Sonic Lighthouse. I think your first idea was all good. I'm going to, yeah, I really like that idea of Sonic Lighthouse. Wow, I'm loving this. Okay, I'm going to draw a wee, let's try that game. Let's try, I'm just drawing, this pen is starting to run out. This is quite sad. I literally only have 2 of these pens in Glasgow. And then what do? I guess I need to either ask a housemate to send me up more to Glasgow, or I buy some, which seems very wasteful. But anyway, yep, this is very much running out. Anyway, I'm drawing a wee map. Actually, I think it needs to be bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, if only I had a Go board here. Oh, wait a minute. I do have a chessboard. Oof. Okay, if we play this again. Actually, you know what? Give me just one moment. Yeah, it does need more playtesting, exactly. I'm going to put up some video as a 30-second break, and I'm going to grab a quick 9x9 board where I do actually have a chess thing. And so where's back in 60 seconds? Within 60 seconds. Okay. And I am back. Okay. So I'm going to try and simulate this. I think that for the final thing, it should be pre-drawn on bits of paper that would be parts of the level design, and then you kind of have maybe, I don't know, 50 different levels to navigate through, and each one gets increasingly difficult. So I've got this chess drafts board. It's got nice wood. This has been in my family for as long as I can remember, actually. It's definitely got a few chips and stuff. So I'm going to... Okay, the ship is going to start in the... Okay, the ship starts somewhere, and it has to get out of the board. And I'm just going to put down pieces randomly, not totally randomly, but semi-arbitrarily, and try to make it so that it won't be super simple. Okay. Let me do that. I don't know if this is too hard. Okay. Thank you. Now, let me get rid of this banner, I guess. Okay, so everybody, this is a new game. I'm just going to go with... I jumped off to have a shower, but I think I now have a game. Amazing. Congratulations. Where should I share the rules? 1 page required when finished. In any of the claimed as channel, just write in the claimed as one of the claimed as channels, and I'm going to try and keep more and more claimed as channels coming. So just claim this channel, claim a channel. Exactly. Claim a channel in the Discord. That's what it's all about. And I saw that you jumped on, and so sorry if you've jumped onto the Discord. Sorry if I'm slightly behind with saying hello and welcome and all that stuff. But awesome. Okay, so now your piece is somewhere. Now, which way do you turn? Who wants to play this with me? Although it occurs to me that I don't see how this is a 7-player game. This is a terrible... I feel like, yeah, this is not a good 7-player game. This is more like a 2-player game. Like where one person makes the decisions of, so do you want to go up, down, left, or right? Okay. Whoever wants to play can play. Do you want to go up, down, left, or right? And I will just go with whoever's the first person in chat. Up. Okay. Next movement. Next movement. Okay, so for the record, you're trying to get to the top of the board. If you get to the, actually, maybe I shouldn't have left. Okay. Okay, left. Okay, now which way do you go? Wow, I have a lot of lag, says Alex. Oh man, sad times. But straight on, you mean left? When you say straight on, do you mean you need to be clearer with this straight on? Sorry, up, down, left, or right. That's unless you explain what you mean. Does straight on mean up, or does straight on mean carrying on the previous direction? I didn't keep going left. Okay. Okay, which way do you go now? Which way do you go now? Keep going left. Wait. Yeah. Hello, CD. Just so base up. Okay. Okay, up. So yeah, CD. To explain to CD, I am kind of doing echolocation, so people are hearing how far away something is. And I'm trying to warn people, well, I'm trying to warn people about what's straight ahead, but also what is up, left. Oh no, you died. Oh man, you went, oh no, oh no, you died. Oh. So if you want to see the board, this is how I'd set it up. Let me, so yeah, for this game, you'd started here. I think, yeah, you started here and then you went up and no, you went up, up. Wait, where did, yeah, it was here. Then you went up, I think, and then here you went up and then you crashed into this. Yeah, that was the board. So yeah, the goal was to get off the board. The goal was to get up here, and that was the idea. I wonder if 9 by 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This isn't even 9 by 9. This is 8 by 8. I wonder if 8 by 8 is just not enough. Maybe, I mean, 9 by 9 is probably also not quite enough. I'm wondering if, yeah, maybe if you start in the center. Okay, let's try that one time. Okay, I'll start you off in the center. And I'm going to make it 9 by 9 this time. So you are actually going to be on the vertexes. If only I had my 19 by 19 board. I would like to try that, because then you could do a wee bit more moving about. Okay, let's see. How do I make this simple enough, but not too simple? Okay. So does the echolocation work in the direction you're facing? You need to be able to work out all directions. That's the thing. So I'm thinking that the person doing the echolocation, that's what they're trying to do. So I'm trying to mostly guide you towards the direction you're facing, but also tell you about maybe if there's multiple directions, maybe the echolocator should be telling you different things. Maybe I should be alternating between, okay, here's what's straightforward and here's what's generally. So straightforward, it's maybe like if last time you went up and then doing up again, it's like that. But then if it's generally okay, then it's like, but then how do you know which is which? Maybe there's like, and we have to ask the direction of the click. That seems like it's too simple. Hand in a circle. Oh, maybe if you do. Oh, you could do that. Yeah, you could do. Wait, so if I up, right, but my right is your left. Yeah, that's a slight problem. Okay. But by the way, lovely to see you, J Fool's Guard, and I'm just going to edit. What was that name? Oh, I didn't mean to close the Discord. Gombricious. What does that even mean? I've never heard that word before. Is that a completely made up word? Mandela, that sounds super cool. So I'm going to save that and I'll make another claim this channel. I'll make another couple. And 8, why not? So yeah, there's plenty. If you want to claim a channel, then just go ahead and do it. So gombricious is apparently a made-up word, which is what the game's all about. Brilliant. Turn versus go in a direction. Oh, maybe you have to use headphones, so it's a bit like virtual reality. It changes as you move your head. The click is only forwards, and you turn the ship or move. Oh, I like this. But then, would this be slowing the game down? So you need to kind of turn, and then you get an idea. Okay, maybe I'm going to use one of the little things from. No, actually, I'm going to use a little die. So I'm going to say, here's. No, I'm not going to use that die. I'm going to use a small die rather than a tiny die. You see the difference? Okay, so the 1 is the direction in which you're facing. Okay. So it's turn left, turn right, and straight forward. So those are the commands you get to do now. Let's try this and see what happens. Okay, turn left, turn right, or straight forward. Although if you turn left, turn right, straight forwards, is that too much information? That's what I'm wondering. Let's try it. You could have one person close their eyes and try to navigate this by the sounds several other people are making at once. Ooh, not sure if each person does a direction or something else. Well, I like that. Maybe I am doing the sounds of straightforward. Maybe someone else is doing or something for the right, and maybe someone's doing for the left. I don't know, but that's an idea. But it has to be playable with three people. Okay, anyway. So let's play this and see how it goes. Forwards. Now. Turn left, turn right, or forwards. Turn left, turn right, or forwards. Come on, you've got this. Which way are you going to go, CD or left? Turn left. Okay. It's basically a game about the person needing to be able to work out some rhythm. This is a game that drummers would find really easy. You both said left at the same time. I'm going to assume that is one thing. And oh, there's lots of lag. Okay, forwards. Okay, now which way are you going to go? Are you going to go forward, left, or right? I kind of feel like I should actually get my drumstick and just start drumming on a pillow or something. Left. Okay. I'm going with what CD says because left and right came at the same time. It feels like an interesting game, but it doesn't feel like a game that would be playable by 7 people. I don't know. Forwards. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of curious to see if CD will be able to navigate out of the waters. In the game right now, you're never going to crash. It's just about how long it takes to get out, I think, says Tom. I agree. That is a problem. And again. Yeah, there's not much sense of risk, is there? Because In the game before, where you weren't able to turn, that felt more exciting because I had to use all of the things, all the directions in just one thing, which is why Alan made this slight mistake. Turn right. Right. Okay. Yeah, there needs to be the opportunity for failure, because if there is no opportunity for failure, is it a game? Like, we could look at clicker games, games that have no lose state. I mean, for sure, there's something about being an experiential. Go, 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 forward 2. Okay. There's a time limit. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, time limits. Time limits could work. I prefer time limits because then that feeds into the, okay, we need to get out of here within 3 minutes or something. Because limited number of moves, or 5 minutes, I don't know how. It's a maze, but the only risk is getting a dead end. And yeah, if it had a time limit, then it would be frantic. Oh, need to go forwards. And maybe you have to listen to every single thing. Then yeah, with the time limits, a proper one more forwards, okay. Then left. Okay. So yeah, this game I think is just a wee bit too easy, and I deliberately made this as a kind of, okay, this is maybe the second or third level out of, if there were a potential 50, but forward 2. Sorry. And does a game need a lose state? How likely does success need to be for it to be interesting? I mean, there we get into the nature of ortho games, as defined by Richard Garfield, versus what if you were also being hunted, says Alan. And now I'm just, come on, CD, you can get out of this. But if you're bored of it, that's totally fair. Right. Whoops. Well, where you go 1, 2, 3 spaces, but you can't move the same amount twice in a row. Ooh, I really like that. That's a really nice idea. Ooh. So, wouldn't you always be alternating between 1 and 2, though? Forward 1. Yeah, that alternating between 1, 2, and 3, that's an interesting mechanism. Then I feel like we would definitely need a bigger grid. And yeah, I'll do the forward 1. I'll do the stretch once we're out or whatever. Sorry. I mean, is this also a game for drummers to build up their wrist action? Yeah, this feels... maybe there are spots hazards. Left? Left! Oh. Maybe there are spot hazards that you can move over, but you fail if you stop there. That's definitely an interesting idea. And what kind of noise would you make? Would go wow, wow, like so. Maybe a hazard could have a different rhythm. Like, sorry, I'm actually testing with Alex. So like something like a heartbeat instead of just a steady, like that. It feels very much like a game which is being run for essentially one player with a games master. CD forwards to. So you're trying to get to, yeah. Yeah, this feels like an interesting experiment. I'm glad, right? Feels, and I'm happy to have you here, CD, to play this and to try this. But as me, it's not. I don't know how you're feeling. I'm not feeling engaged. I'm just feeling, if anything, annoyed and being like, oh, why are you not getting that? That's not move free. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, CD's finding it tricky. Needs paper and pen to kind of map, or you need some method of really capturing that visual space in your head. I mean, I so badly want you to do this, but okay. Shall we stop then? Yeah, unless you're keen to play on CD, let's finish. I'm just going to show you the way that the board was. So this is the board. So the way it worked is you came here and then you went here and then down. Then you came to the edge of the board. Then you came down and then you came to this little obstacle. Wait, yeah, this little obstacle here, if you can see it. Then you went here. And then I was so hoping you would turn right. And then that would be you off the edge of the board. And then you would have gone down and escaped. But yeah. Then you came back up and then went here. And so if you, Henry, that's definitely a game. I'm not saying it's a good game, but it was definitely a game. So there we go. We've already made 2 terrible games today so far. Getting all the bad games out of the way. Sorry about this noise. I'm going to actually, if you don't like noise, mute for a moment. Okay, there we go. It's all closed. Some pops out there. Okay, so for the Dolphins game, the idea was that the players would suggest what the group should do and indicate approval and or other suggestions using sounds like going to be like, yeah, I definitely want that, or oh no, whatever. Okay, I see that nautical pie delivery is a thing that is potentially being made. Save changes. Okay, there we go. Rightio. So, do it with animal noise. Wouldn't you just end up doing the same thing with animal sounds again? You know, this game has too many other problems. The noises, the rhythms are not the issue. For me, even if this were a good game, even if it feels like, how do you get over the player count issue? And that's the thing about having restrictions. We are trying to make a game that is playable with 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 players. If it's playable with more, then great. If it's playable with one or two, then great. But, you know, it's just an idea. Alan envisages some standard wooden sticks with different sounds that would be the basis of the communications. It wasn't well developed, but yeah, good ideas to explore. Thank you so much, CD. I hope that you have a lovely sleep. Is it 12:40? What's the time in New Zealand? I mean, is New Zealand all one time? I mean, New Zealand's fairly small relative to Canada, and I mean, New Zealand time is, yeah, it says 12:40. GMT plus 13. There we go. In Wellington, home of WellyCon, and the convention with all the wellies going on. But yeah, that is, blimey, the situation in New Zealand. So thank you very much for jumping in. And yeah, if everyone has their own pencils, you could, as a group, determine a code. That's true. But then what distinguishes it from a game where people are just saying yes or no? I mean, I guess fundamentally there's a kind of activity, there's a navigating that. Nah, that doesn't feel like it's got legs. I'm going to discard that idea. Now, let's go back to the ideas. So, matching animal noises to drawings. Let's go back to that one. And maybe I feel like matching animal noises to drawings. Is there anything left in that bit? Actually, I should probably write a wee description to let people know what's generally going on. Bez is working on random game ideas, but will happily chime into your ideas also. That is what is happening. Okay, just so that if someone pops in, they know what's going on. So yeah, a code for shark, a different code for seal. Like maybe, do dolphins attack seals? Is that what's going on now? And so like maybe you've got one code for fish, and it's like the fish might be like, I guess the fish could be like a rhythm, like a swing beat. Maybe shark is like, if you see a shark, then there's a 4/4 beat. It's like, no, that's not 4/4, that's 6. Yeah, something like that. And when you're dealing with orcas, particularly a type of dolphin, wow, wait, dolphins eat sharks? Seriously? Wow. Wow, this is educate Bez and tell her facts that Bez that she doesn't know. Wow. There we go. So, yeah. Now, I was talking about the monster drawings. Someone draw stuff. Maybe we've got a noise. Other people make noises. And last I pondered it, I felt like the issue was that if you've got pre-generated images, then it's going to decode into we will have a set code for this is a kind of noise that this makes, blah, blah, blah. But same if we get people to draw their own, then drawing your own, it's going to be like, okay, here's a skeletal one. The skeletal one makes a noise, and the fishy one makes a blub, blub, blub noise, whatever. And this is problematic. It feels like, so how do we incentivize people to make, wow, orcas are apparently 8 meters of muscle and teeth. Well, there we go. So, yeah, how do we incentivize people to draw a variety of things? I mean, yeah, is there a way to do that? I'm thinking of kludging it, making something like, okay, someone can blow the whistle, and then if that person blows the whistle, then if other people agree that these two drawings are similar, then, or if the drawing's similar to something that they just did. I mean, I wonder, what if everyone just drew a bunch of things at the start? What if it were like a communal version of Time's Up or Celebrity Game, where everyone, more orca facts, very intelligent, work in teams, top predators of the sea. There you go. So, yeah, would it work if it were just like the Celebrity Game? Because people are then you say, you know what, you are the games masters. I'm not. Yeah, maybe it doesn't have to be a publishable game. Remember, when you are doing the game, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm against making a publishable game. If you make a game that's publishable, if it's like a roll and writes, like, Rory Muldoon made Voyages for the thing before, then great. And if you want to monetize it or whatever, then lovely. But you can, if you want, make something that is not like that at all. What if everyone has to just start off the game by chucking in a couple of drawings? And yeah, maybe it's, you need to, but then how does that work on stream? Because you can't chuck in your drawings into a pot and then take them out randomly. So would you say, okay, would you give each drawing a number and use a random number generator to get them randomly out? How would that work? How would it work if you were trying to get people to throw in stuff at the start and then show them? Like, oof. What if, I mean, maybe that's something that the host has to do. Maybe the host has to say, yeah, if you have a drawing, send a photo of it to me. And that's like the pre-game setup. The pre-game setup is everybody does a couple of drawings, and then the person, send them via WhatsApp or whatever. And would I be happy showing? I'm trying to remember what it looks like when you go to WhatsApp, but yeah, maybe like you send them over and then you're displaying these different images, but then could you show them all at the same time, which is something that you can do with a video chat? Because the advantage of each person having one or two is that then they can put them up. This seems okay. So I'm going to just write down for my own reference. Problem similar drawings for similar noises. That's the main problem. Similar drawings, similar noises. It ends up being you can't replay it. It feels like eventually the game tends towards a situation where, but just so, you know what? I'm tackling a problem which hasn't even popped up. I'm tackling a hypothetical problem, and I'm tackling a hypothetical problem that doesn't affect game one. It just affects potentially game 5 or something. And if people go down this road of having, okay, we're going to always have one skeleton, one fish, it's just like, please don't do that. Please come up with some variety. It's just there are some extra demands that we can take off people in party games. For example, in Snake Oil, or we don't say, okay, vote for who you want to win, which you could do under the rules of the game, but it's vote for who was your favorite, basically based on the answer, who's the best performance, who was the and so maybe it's a similar thing here where we just need to say, yeah, if you tend down the road of always coming up with the same 4 images, then this is not a game for you. But please try and avoid doing that. Maybe people don't need to keep making new creatures. Maybe people what if, I'm just thinking, what if each round, the other way to do it would be each round you get rewarded for making similar images. So maybe you are rewarded if your image is guessed by someone, and it's not the correct thing. So so these rules, okay, I've almost got them. So noisemaker. So there's the noisemaker, there's the drawer, there's the guesser, and noisemaker is just making the noise. Drawers are drawing and also guessing, and guessers are just guessing from chat. And so noisemaker sees these images, rolls a d6. I'm going to assume that people on stream have a d6. Speaking of which, where's my... here it is. And then it's like, okay, that's the number. That's the number that I need to make the noise for. They make a noise for that thing. Everyone else votes. And then you get 1 point if your thing was voted for and it wasn't the correct thing, and you get a point for voting with the majority. Noisemaker gets a point if the majority voted for the correct thing. Then I'm thinking, what if there's a setup thing? What if one person shows a picture and then everyone else has to... No, you don't want to encourage people to do identical things, because I don't want to just give people allow people to copy that and then say, okay, this is going to get confused by that. You don't want to encourage identical. You want to encourage similar but different. So how do we encourage that? How do we motivate that? That's a really tough design issue. Encouraging similar but different. Man, this is hard. I'm going to have a wee drink of water. Oh wait, I think I missed one of the stretchy times. And also I did see it, but Alex talking about plesiosaur pie party. Plesiosaurs have to work hard to convince people that they are dinosaurs. I kind of thought that plesiosaurs were dinosaurs. I mean, I'm already convinced. Now you've got me doubting things, though. I mean, maybe you draw things and then... I feel like this noise guessing game is a thing. Do I want to keep at it? Do I want to try and brainstorm? Wait a minute. Sea reptiles? What? Are they not? I thought that pterodactyls were flying dinosaurs and plesiosaur. I thought that swimming dinosaurs were. I thought that swimmers were still dinosaurs. Oh, wow! What's this all about? New information. Okay, so let me try and pop this up on here. Okay, great. Okay, so a wee stretch. Pterodactyls are not dinosaurs. Okay. Well, apparently we've got a dinosaur. I'm not going to say experts because that's probably putting it a bit more too highly, but we've got someone who actually knows something about dinosaurs. Except, unlike me, where like I know nothing about dinosaurs. But yeah, what? How do we incentivize people to be similar but different? Similar so that other people will end up guessing. Yeah, having a grandson who's into dinosaurs can mean that you end up learning quite a bit. So yeah, I want it to be similar but I want it to be different so that you could imagine different noises, but do I want them to actually be similar? No, what I want it to be is dissimilar to previous things. How do I encourage that? It's like once something is guessed, let's say there's three things, okay? Let's imagine that there's three things, right? Four things that you're guessing between. Let's imagine that there's four. No, let's imagine that there's six because you've got a d6, right? You don't want to have to reroll fives or sixes because then that's so let's imagine that you've got some number of things to choose between. The thing that goes away, the person who draws another one. And maybe it's as simple as that. And maybe the person, you just have to say, it's the rules of the game. You have to draw something that's different from your previous drawing. And if you're not able to draw different things, then you're not playing the game properly. It's a lot to ask of people, but is that too much? I don't know. Is that too much? That's an internal question. What are you asking of the players? What demands are you making? How much are you expecting them to? What cognitive load? What creative load? And that's like the accessibility issue, isn't it? Like the creative load that people have. So I'm just going to stretch my legs. What's Rob saying? Consider triceratops and modern birds and find their most recent common ancestor. All species that are descended for that ancestor are dinosaurs. Yeah. All species. Triceratops and modern birds. The most common ancestor. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not familiar with the, branching tree of evolution, so that doesn't really help. But, so what you're saying, okay, I get it. So what you're saying is that, okay, birds evolved from dinosaurs, but then pterodactyls are a different offshoot. Okay, I think I'm getting it. Anyway, that is definitely one game that I could ponder, but yeah, I can see that this is going to just carry on for a while. So, or are you? I'm a dinosaur. So miming a turn, yeah, like I think that it's been a couple of hours. This is the time when I normally wrap up. I hope that I've illustrated that whatever your game is, it doesn't need to be particularly well thought out. I mean, if we don't have any other, I'm sure we'll have a bunch of other things, but the plan is, okay, I think this is about time for me to start wrapping up. And I will just check in to see. So I will be around the Discord all the time. Oh, I see that Alan Paul's got a thing of chocolate battleships. I'll have a read of that, and then after having a wee bit of food, maybe, and see if I can offer any input. I'm going to try and offer as much input as I can. When you're claiming a channel, please let us know if you would prefer not to have input of a certain nature. Like if you want to say, hey, please don't talk about, please only be kind. If you want to say that, then sure, you can write that in your thing. Please only be kind. Or, because I'm not going to say that I'm going to be necessarily unkind, but otherwise I'll be in and saying, hey, Alan, I can't understand what you mean by this or that or whatever, or what do you mean by that? And if you just want a cheerleader, then I can be that, but that's what I'm going to try and do this week. I'm just going to try and be around and make myself available for anyone who wants to brainstorm stuff or anyone who wants to chat about stuff. And yeah, if you want to jump on today or tomorrow, if you want to do a wee stream from my channel this afternoon, that's a possibility. Let me know. We can have some ad hoc things. And Chocolate Factory rules uploads. Chocolate Battleship, yeah. Chocolate Factory might be taken. And I'd say it's a good game, but I am biased. But yeah, think about these optional restrictions. You don't need to go with all of them. Pick one or two of them, or whatever inspires you. I'll probably think a wee bit more about, yeah, mime a turn, what does that mean? But I definitely feel the need to have a bit of food and to, like, I'm definitely starting to feel my brain slowing down and not being able to be that creative right now. But, oh, nice. It is now the time limit for making a game is do something between like 10 a.m. UK time today, as in 2 and a bit hours ago, and you've got exactly 7 days. Theoretically, you don't need to use the 7 days. I'm not expecting people to work on it solid for 7 days. Have breaks, do other things, if you've got another job, then do your other job. Engage with people if you can, have fun. But yeah, maybe one evening you spend a few hours. That's how I did the make a word search thing. I pondered it, talked about it, had the idea in the morning, and I was like, oh, what could happen with this? And then we talked about like exercise and rights. And most of the ideas that people came up with were never the thing. I'm like really excited to see Mandela's thing. And if you've got a thing already available that we can play, if you've got a thing that we could play tomorrow, then tomorrow we could try playing things. And yeah, if it plays with one player, then I will absolutely play it and give my opinion and feedback and chime in with crazy ideas tomorrow. Same with Tuesday nights. If your thing is short enough for Tuesday night, then we can do it. I feel like my monster drawing game, it's probably something that I feel like I'm on the cusp of having a rule set that I can explain to people and be able to fit it in on Tuesday night, where hopefully we'll have some fun social things. But yeah, Wednesday morning we'll. Yeah, Sunday I don't have any real plans. Just making things or playing other people's things or playing my own things, trying things, whatever. Monday, let me actually bring up the. Where's the there? There's the wee thing, and let me get rid of that. So Saturday I kicked it off. Sunday I'm on my own. I am in theory game jamming, whatever that means. Whether it's doing my own stuff, but whenever it's me on my own, I am very much up for helping out. Monday, as you can see, it is Tiz Creole and Rita Modal, lovely people. Tuesday, I mean, all these people are lovely. Matthew Dunstan and Alan Paul, and I guess we're going to be working on another game for Alan. Like, we can work on more than one game in the week. That is totally allowed. If you want to work on 3 games for the week, that is allowed. You don't have to. You don't feel like, oh, I only did one thing and it's not very good. I'm not. It's just do whatever you feel comfortable with doing. And so, yeah, I need to say Dina and James because I've said everyone else's names. It would be wrong if I'd. But yeah, Friday, everyone, as always, is always welcome to jump onto the show. But just for this week, I'm going to extend that invitation to people that already know, just for if you've got a game jam and if that's the reason that you're wanting to jump on into the show, like, you can jump in, jump out on the Wednesday and Sunday. Let me know. And Saturday, it's the nominal end, but like Michael, if you're still working on your thing by the end of it, don't worry. And, it's not like, oh my God, stop, and you can never work on anything again. There is no prize. You'll get the warm glow of satisfaction of having other people play and enjoy your thing, but that's totally it. And so, does it play one player? Can I play it tomorrow? I need to double check the things. It needs testing and it might be rubbish. That's the kind of attitude I like to see. Yes, embrace it. Fail faster. We can do stuff. Thank you, Alan. I am going to have a wee break before I read through the Discord properly and catch up with that. So, we get to the end of the show. And so, if you have any questions that I haven't addressed, please do let me know. What did we do today? Well, basically, I talked about my city. I talked about foods. Enjoying my city. We're about to get into the bit where it starts getting complicated. I'm hoping that it won't be too much for the family. We will see. Okay, so Alan's thing needs 3 players minimum. So if I'm up for doing it tomorrow, if Alan is up for trying it tomorrow, and at least one other person is up for trying it tomorrow, then we can give it a go. So yeah, Alan, if you're up for that, we could give it a wee playtest tomorrow. We could spend a bit of tomorrow playtesting if we find a 3rd player. If you're up for that, let me know, Alan. No pressure. But yeah, I talked about the restrictions, which I said that get rid of the requirements are, and again, look in the rules and info channel on the Discord. Hopefully that explains everything. But if it's too much, if it's too difficult to take in, then please let me know. If you've got any questions, ask in the general chat. So yeah, it must be playable with 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 players. More is fine, less is fine, but it must be playable 3 to 7. That's a requirement. It must be playable with people being able to jump in with not much custom stuff. If a host needs custom stuff, that is okay. Other people can't have custom stuff. And yeah, it's got to be playable from a video streams chat because that is the world we live in. And I want someone from chat, at least one person, to be able to jump in and chat and be engaged. And then the optional challenges which we had before is pie, bonus for creamy leek and cheese pie. I don't know whether it's going to be an actual creamy leek and cheese pie or if it's in the game you've got a character who's the pie person, steals all the pies. This is a game about stealing the pies and eating all the pies. Who ate all the pies? It was the pie person. The pie person who goes around navigating the maze to eat all the pies. I mean, maybe it's just Pac-Man, I don't know. Something nautical. Maybe it's who can say "arr" for the longest. I don't know. Who can roll their R's for the longest? Oh, convince people you're a dinosaur. I loved what chat came up with convince people you're like just really old and you can't understand modern technology. And you're like, what is this newfangled internet? My turn. This is something I'm really excited about. I did not write this, but how would you pretend that it's your turn when it isn't actually your turn? What does that involve? The sound of an animal. And then I made a game kind of very much inspired by that. And no printed components. Just as an added challenge, if you want to, if you're feeling up for it, I would like, hopefully, I'm throwing it out there. So if you want to have like a sheet of paper per person, then that's a possibility. But no printed components get extra kudos. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense to everyone. Hopefully everyone's. I have no idea. You can ask Chris. How do you mime on chat? That's a question. I don't know. I mean, these are open to interpretation. Like, I like this. Like, you could mime with emojis. That could be an interesting thing. But also, mime taking a turn. It could be like, I'm pretending to take a turn. Like what I said about... Actually, I'm going to write that down because I almost forgot about it. Anagrams, real or fake? Real or fake? And then maybe like on your turn, you have to supply an anagram. And the anagram has to be of something... It's like something you love, or I don't know. But maybe people have to guess the anagram, but people can call you out and say, hey, wait a minute, I don't think this is genuine, and it's kind of like a fake anagram. That kind of feels... It's a bit sideways, but it kind of fits with that. Remember, these are optional, so you can approach them however you want. Okay. Yeah. There's Alex. Is Alex taking a turn? Or are they? K is better than you. Greater than you? Sorry, I'm confused by that wee bit. Okay, so bits more stretching, and yeah, I think tried a couple of ideas. One idea was making noises. This seems to have potential. I like this. The other idea, going round and making noises for navigating a maze. That was interesting, and I had fun trying it. And thank you so much, CD. I know you're probably asleep, fingers crossed, but it felt like it was a failed experiment. But it's always fun experimenting. That's the thing. And so, yeah, I we tried a couple of ideas, and one of them might lead to something. And yeah, one of them's kind of like a failed idea, but that's the way it goes. Try things and see how it goes. And if you've got a proper idea, then throw it into the claim a channel. If you've got like just a vague notion, then throw it into the brainstorm. If you're like, hey, someone else should make this game. If you've got an idea, but you're not sure if you have the energy to do it, I'll probably do that in the brainstorm later. Like tell people to do more miming. What does that mean? Pretending that it's your turn. I'm really excited by that. But to see if someone can come up with something that does that, because I would love to try, but I don't know if I can. And yeah, that's yeah, exactly. I think everybody, hopefully, if you're watching this, if you haven't understood this, then something's gone wrong. But yeah, that is fundamentally what has happened today. That seems like an appropriate place to stop. If you want to find me, stuffbeds.com, subbeds.bigcard.com, twitter.com/stuffbeds, instagram.com/stuffbeds, and of course I stream every day at 10 a.m. UK time, twitch.tv/stuffbeds. Might start streaming extra ad hoc, like I started some of them going a wee bit longer, but all of them end up on youtube.com/stuffbeds and stuffbeds.com/discord. Definitely check out the Discord because that is where the game jam is happening. And I want to say thank you, everyone. You have all been amazing. I am so excited to see, Chocolate Battleship. That sounds really cool. And yeah, I see that Nautical Pie Delivery has like lots of stuff going on with it, and I'm excited to hear what's going on with Gumbricious, which is the fake name or fake noise game, and see what comes up with this vague idea of the possibly pie-related game. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what you all come up with. And when I say the recap, this is probably the strangest one because this is the first time I've ever done something like this. But this is very much me just kicking off the event. This is not the end. This is not thank you for what's been done. This is thank you for continuing to engage, for continuing to be part of this, for continuing to do awesome stuff. And I'm really looking forward to all the stuff from lots of love. But yeah. So yeah, thank you to everyone. And we've got one final section, which is over to you. What are you up to? You can share anything you want to. So, is there something that you're hoping to achieve? Actually, you know what? Obviously, there is this game jam going on, and that's going to happen for a wee while. And so, let me know what you're hoping to get out of it. What are you looking forward to? What would make you enjoy it more? If you have any suggestions or anything that you say, hey, this is what I'm looking to get out of it, then hopefully I can help make that happen, if at all. And sometimes just saying, hey, this is what I'm hoping to achieve can facilitate better times. My number one priority over the next week is to run a good event for whatever that means. I'm hoping that I come up with at least one playable game on my own and something that I guess I've technically done that. Like they've been playable things. So yeah, but I'm hoping that I'll come up with something that I can continue to enjoy on Tuesday evenings and maybe something that we can continue to enjoy afterwards. I'm hoping to see lots of ideas from other people. I'm hoping to be able to chip in in the brainstorm channel and just chime in with a few ideas and say, hey, how about this? And I'm hoping to be able to just put random things into, be of some help, be of some use. That's what I'm basically hoping. What I'm looking forward to is yes, seeing those sparks of creativity, seeing those connections, having those moments of playtesting when it's like, you know what, this could be terrible, and that's okay. This could be terrible, but that doesn't matter. We'll just try it and see what happens. That is totally okay. And yeah, if you've got anything that's exciting or boring or serious or just frivolous, share it all in the chat. Oh, Alex is going to eat soup and design a business card stock manipulation game. Yeah, that sounds soup manipulation. Many good games created by many people. That sounds like a good. You know what? I might message someone to say, hey, do you want? Might have a wee chats with someone. That would be nice. Might yeah, you know what? I might see if I can. I was going to say, should I see if I can test out my thing on with family, or should I just leave it? Because I know that I could probably easily talk them into it. But now I'll ponder some things, and I'll try and do most of my pondering on stream, even if it means, okay, tomorrow I'm going to get up a wee bit earlier and actually have breakfast. Maybe I'll probably not pop back later this afternoon, but I'll try and be around. But yeah, I'll try and keep most of my activity into the brainstorm. So yeah, what would it be if, what if you were making a word search or writing letters, if it was a word game and you were trying to name weird dinosaurs, like pretend you're a dinosaur. Anyway. But Rummy Pie. Anyway, this all sounds good. I'm going to sit down again. Okay, so yeah, for my next streams, look at stuffbybez.com/streams. But yeah, you could also just check out this image, which is, there we go. Game jamming, that's what's happening every day at 10 a.m. UK time. Share and spread the word. Yeah, if you know someone who probably wants to get involved, but for this week, I'm more going to focus on the people who are already part of the Discord. Like if you're needing to be coaxed out of your shell, if you need inspiration, if you need a chat, genuinely, if you want like a one-on-one chat like this afternoon, reach out to me, send me a private message. If you're like, hey, I want to do this, but I'm struggling, can you spend like 20 minutes, half an hour talking about through this problem? Let me know. Like for the purposes of this game jam, like just for this week, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'll try and make myself available if I can at all. We will raid someone who is, we've got Hollow Knight, someone, Jolin is there doing requests. Okay, you know what, let's raid Jolin Piano, who's an amazing musician, and raid Jolin Piano. And there is only one thing left to say. If anyone has anything left to say, then please get it in right now, because once I've pressed the enter button, then there's no going back. And the one thing that I'll be saying, of course, oh yeah, and when we go into Jolin's thing, feel free to copy paste some or all of that message, and you will notice I have made it a wee bit different so everyone can copy paste that. And the one thing left to say is bye 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 bye. This is a bye bye song. Bye 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye bye. Bye bye. This is the end of the show. Bye bye. Bye bye. And now it's time to go. Bye bye. Bye bye. This is my song. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thank you for jamming along. Bye bye. Bye bye. This is the dinosaur. Bye bye. Bye bye. You are all people that I adore. Bye bye. 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 Bye bye.